All right. I asked Coach the same thing, but kind of after last week, what have y'all done to kind of respond to a loss like that? What have y'all done this week?
Yeah, I think after a game like that, you just regroup and remember, kind of go back to your core principles and remember why we were all here and why we were all chosen, and know that it's a 34, 36 long game season, so one result is not going to define us.
He praised how y'all always respond well after a loss. What does that say about this team, and what do y'all do specifically?
Yeah, I think the response was this week in training. We've had internal conversations where we've kind of decided what we want from the year, and you can either let a loss like that define you or react from it.
What do y'all want for this year?
Yeah, I think we're fighting for what we all came here is for trophies, and there's 3 points that separate us and Louisville. So there's 11 games left, 33 points left. So we can just keep playing for that.
Looking at Pittsburgh, y'all have already beat them once. What do y'all need to do to bounce back and get a win?
Yeah, I think just go back to our principles of who we are, and it's a tough place to play. They don't have a good field, so it'll obviously be difficult, but we'll be able to overcome that.
Is it harder to beat a team twice, or is it nice knowing you've already done it?
I think every game is different. So what happened in the past was earlier in the season doesn't really give us much of an advantage. They're in good form. They've hit good form lately, so we'll just have to take it minute by minute.
Sweet.
I guess you'll be facing a team that's on a 9-game unbeaten streak. What's the mindset when you go up against a team that's very in form and you're playing at their home fields?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you adjust a little bit, know that they have a little bit more self-belief, self-confidence, maybe a little bit more momentum going into the game, so you can maybe in the first 15 minutes sit it out a little more.
Several of your teammates are returning to play against their old club. How do you rally around them in a game like this, knowing that they're going back to Pittsburgh to play against their former
Yeah,
team?
I mean, I think they'll have their own motivation. They'll be more motivated to play well in front of old friends. So I think it'll be more up to them to keep us to be as motivated as them.
This late in the season, do you feel like you hit like a second wind, or how do you feel health-wise, all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the summer's kind of coming to an end, so I think the toughest months and the toughest fixtures are kind of behind us. So I think that'll you keep that into perspective, and as the weather kind of cools off and you realize there's only 10, 11 games left, every point matters. So you keep that in perspective.
So just what's your assessment, I guess, first off that first half there?
Yeah, look, it was a tough game. We actually played some really great moments, and it didn't go our way, and then it got away from us. The response in the second half was very good, but those things happen in football. It was a big game and didn't go our way. So we're focused on the next game. We say it every game, win, lose, or draw. You got to just be prepared for the next moment. We've got Pittsburgh on the weekend, who are very, very good. They're very tough at home. They're coming off of a tie, and they've had a lot of ties and some wins at home lately, and their home kind of stand is coming to an end. So we know what we have to do. We've got to get right back at it, get after them, be aggressive. The good thing is our team's a very good team, strong team, but they're very good people. They have very good, strong confidence. They believe in themselves, and more importantly, we believe in them. So they're going to get after it. They're going to go work. We're going to make sure we fix a couple things from a coaching standpoint, but the boys are ready to play. They're excited to get after it and fight for 3 points.
How do you see them respond after a loss?
Yeah, I think, look, we've done it a couple times this year. We haven't lost very often. First game of the year, we come back, fight. We've had a couple performances that didn't go our way. I remember we went to Miami on turf, and it was hot, and we lost, and came back with injured players and 1,000,000 degrees, and come back in smoke Phoenix, and that's what you have to do sometimes. So the good thing is it's a long season, and the bad thing is it's a long season. But the good thing is that we get to straight away go put a foot forward. So no time to think about it, just actions, and the boys are ready. The boys are excited. They've been unbelievably hard, tremendous in training all week long.
Awesome. Y'all beat Pittsburgh 2-1 last time, back in April?
Yeah.
So how do you think y'all match up? Okay.
Yeah, they're good, and we're good. We played them in the playoffs last year. They, a couple years ago, they won the Players' Shield, and last year we played them in the playoffs. It's probably the oldest or most played fixture in our league. So we don't put a whole heck of a lot of the stock in the game back here just for a lot of reasons, but just like we don't put a lot of stock in our last game against Louisville, it's all about looking forward. So we know that they're good. They know that we're good. They have to deal with some stuff that we prepare for, and we've got to be prepared for some of the things that they go for. And the good thing is, at the end of the day, it's 90 minutes. It's 11v11, and our guys have tons of courage. It's a really strong group of people, and they're going to get after it.
Highmark Stadium has obviously been a very tough place to play for teams in the past couple of years. What do you think is the key to going there and kind of breaking that and coming away with the 3 points?
Yeah, I think there's twofold, right? We talked as a team, you want to start well. There's a few places in this league, whether it's Charleston Battery, whether it's Detroit or Pittsburgh, some of these places that are tough to play, you want to make sure that you start well, because football is a rhythm sport, and we've been a very good rhythm-based team this year that you don't want to do anything or give another team confidence. But the way you have to do that is you have to be hard. You have to be, very, very intentional with your actions, whether you're in possession or out of possession. What Pittsburgh do very well is they counter-press high, and they're going to be into us, so we've got to make sure that we're prepared for that, that we play really strong, good football. We move the ball. We look to get in behind, and then out of possession that we really make sure we cover our zone. So it's kind of the same team talk every single game. You're just going to a place where it's a little bit smaller of a pitch, a tight crowd, and a good team. But, we've been doing that for 25, 26 odd games this year already.
This is the second of 3 away games in August that are all very tough places to play on the road. I guess, how do you keep the team fresh, and with all the travel going on, how do you keep them fresh during this stretch and really locked in mentally?
Yeah, it's tough. We're kind of hitting that end of the summer kind of gauntlet, where it's a little bit hotter at training. The team's, been around with each other for a long time, and, we've obviously had a great, tremendous season, and, even in certain phases, set and broken a lot of records, and we want to keep those trends up, and we've had strong individual performances. But we really want to just focus on the next play. Like, we're very blessed to be able to play this sport, and even though it's a job and it's tough and you travel and the flights stink and all this stuff, everybody has to deal with it. Everybody's got to be professional, and they are. This team doesn't complain. They get on with their business. They have fun with each other. We want to, whether it's players that maybe aren't playing as much or a new look or certain things, that can happen. But it's whenever that whistle blows and it's 11v11, and I think they're wearing white and wearing black, it's going to be a tough game for both teams, and I think everybody's going to be up for it and really excited to get after it, no matter whether we're home or away. But like you said, tough games on the road all season long. We've been one of the top teams in the league on the road this year. We want to keep pushing at that.
With the success y'all have had the last few years under you, after a game like last week, do y'all put any stock in that, or how do you keep this team, because y'all are very successful?
Yeah, I think you can't just say, oh, well, let's forget about it and say it didn't happen. Like I said, we lost to Miami, and it was a bad loss in terms of we didn't play well and we didn't play hard enough, and they came straight back and got after it. We lost to North Carolina in Game 3, and we said we can't allow that. We played a great game and lost to DC United in the Cup, and guys are disappointed, and then even with half a team missing, we go out and we play well in the next game. So, we talked about reflect, analyze, improve all the time. We've had a great week of reflection and getting back after it. Now it's the opportunity to go play the sport we love and get after it. This team's awesome. Our guys are confident. Our guys are very strong physically and mentally. Our guys are good footballers as well, and they love playing for the Battery. And more important, they love playing for each other and their families. So, we look at the film and we have to get better, but it's not like we also don't say, oh, hey, guys, just because we've got the second most points in the league that we're better than everybody else. You got to look in the mirror, you got to get better, and you got to keep going from there. So that has nothing to do with the loss. That has nothing to do with having a great season so far. It just has to do with keep getting better every single week, and this group's got about as big a growth mindset as there is.